Hello everybody. Today we are talking about developmental psychology of chess expertise. No one is becoming a grandmaster as a weak player, right? It takes time. You need to develop your skills in chess over time. And in my series on YouTube, Climbing the Rating Ladder, I am looking at this question. Which skills are emerging in which order as you grow stronger in chess? And today I will show you very interesting insights that I got in that series. We will talk about positional chess and chess crimes in relation to letting down your pieces in this video. We will talk about pawn play in connection to piece activity in chess, arguably the most important strategic element in chess. So let me explain what I mean by a chess crime by this example. In this position, c7 pawn is hanging and black, around 900 chess.com player, goes bishop d6. That's a bad move, and after takes, black takes back with the pawn, folks. And that's a textbook definition of a chess crime, because by taking back with the pawn, black is tripling their pawns and the bishop is buried on c8, plus white is full domination on the square d5, completely winning positional advantage for white. Around 900 and 1000 chess.com, even longer, people have difficulty in even making moves like this. It looks very simple and the bishop gets active, but even the skill of developing your pieces like this with pawn moves takes time to develop. It's not easy for people around 1000 range, 900 range to even make these moves. Let's move on to the next level. Now we are looking at around 1000 chess.com. I will show you a very crispy chess crime which was made in the actual game. White in this position has an extra pawn, and if white simply goes knight g5, he will have a beautiful position. But in the actual game, white goes c3. And the bishop is a buried piece. This is an absolutely unforced strategic error chess crime, which I covered, by the way, in my Chessable course, Chess Crime and Punishment. You can go and check that course to gain further information about these concepts. c3 is a beautiful mistake because the bishop is shut down the game. White was probably thinking about knight d4 ideas, and that's the only reason behind c3. But by going c3, he's not doing his bishop a good service. Now, you witnessed this chess crime. I will show you another chess crime from a higher rated person. Let's look at this position. Now we are talking about 1200 chess.com, a little bit stronger. White plays a beautiful move f3. That's a great move because you're chasing away this knight on e4. And after knight f6, can you believe white's next move? That happened in the actual game, folks. Goes f4. And this knight is now very happy to see this move. By going f4, it's a chess crime, white is awakening an enemy piece. And again, it's in my course Chess Crime and Punishment. There's a separate chapter about awakening the enemy pieces. You see how pawn play connects to pieces in chess. Most players, they only care about their own pieces when they make pawn moves, and they totally ignore or neglect the enemy pieces that got happier as a result of the pawn move. These are beautiful positions to contemplate, folks, because if you really understand really why that's a chess crime, then you can change your mental models. It's a conceptual change because that's a conceptual understanding that is actually explaining this mistake, which means you can actually, by engaging in deeper processing of information, you can actually reduce these errors from your own games. Okay, so f4 is one step more difficult, you might say, one step higher chess crime compared to the one we just saw, right? c3 is, let's say, it's done by a weaker player. This is still a crime in terms of pawns and pieces. White is shutting down his own bishop, but in this case, white, by pushing f4, he's only helping the enemy knight, and suddenly black is actually having a much better game. Okay, so I will actually show you the final chess crime, which was made by 1500 chess.com this time. This time we are looking at one higher level, and again, the mistake is coming. The mistake is b3. That's a chess crime in some sense because white is allowing which move for black? You tell me, folks. How should black react to this move b3? Yes, black goes b4 and black undermines this d4 outpost for his pieces. You might say b3 is a big mistake, maybe not a crime as you witnessed before, but still is a huge positional mistake of pawns and pieces, because that's a pawn move that weakens the pawn on c3, which allows the undermining operation, which helps the enemy knight. Can you see my point, folks? These are all connected concepts in chess. Ultimately, it's about pawns and pieces, and white, by going b3, allows this. Obviously, white should do d4 in this position, and white is a slight advantage in this position. White doesn't give any outpost to black pieces. White challenges the center, and white is an okay game. But after b3, just notice the beautiful part of this. After b4, I will show you how the game went actually. Bishop b2, a5, and here white goes d4, and please find a good move for black. Three-ply calculation, folks. Black achieves a beautiful position after takes, obviously, tempo on the bishop, followed by take on d4, and black gained the pawn for nothing. So after b4, in fact, after b4, black is the one who is playing for a win, positional advantages, undermining operation for the pieces, and you see, it's a one level higher chess crime than before. We see a gradual progress. If you go back to the very beginning, by the way, let's look at these examples again, step by step. 900chess.com plays like this. Terrible, right? Terrible treatment of his bishop and also the whole structure as a whole. One level higher, 1000chess.com goes c3. Oh my God, shuts down the bishop for good. Another chess crime, 1200chess.com starts beautifully with f3 and immediately goes wrong with f4. Oh my God, awakening enemy pieces. But 1500chess.com, he fixes those basic processes, but then he goes wrong when it comes to allowing an awakening of the enemy piece. That's beautiful, right? So you might say white doesn't directly give away d4 to black, but by pushing b3, white allows the gaining of that square by a pawn move. You see the slow progress? You see the beauty of this? These are my hypotheses so far, folks. This is the best explanation of the pattern that I witnessed as a coach when I was working on that series. I will post a link here in the description below. You can go and watch the entire series for yourself and have your own judgments. But so far, this is my most likely hypothesis, that there's a gradual progress in how people get better in pawn play in relation to piece activity, coordination, not about their own pieces, but also about the enemy pieces. I hope you like this video, folks. For further information about these concepts, please check my 2 courses on Chessable, Chess Crime and Punishment, and the Art of Awakening Pieces, because in that course, there's a chapter on not awakening the enemy pieces with moves like f4, right? And most importantly, did you relate to these mistakes in this video? Did you, for example, feel like you were about to make the same mistakes yourself? If that's the case, then it's great, because you can fix your mental models. I hope this video was useful for you to eliminate those errors. Of course, not immediately, but it will take time. But the awareness is the first step for the cure, as you know. I wish there was a chess journal that I could send my results in terms of development of chess expertise and development of positional chess in relation to pawns and pieces. If you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe, and I will continue with similar content in the future. The idea is to fix your chess, folks, by instructive positions, by good explanations, and by useful lessons. Thank you so much.